since then, I have looked at the assessment of how our political operatives on either side kind of act. And I say, for the sake of ICE, more importantly, for the sake of their children, their wives, their husbands, their families, they could be a neighbor of yours, your home, your town, your community. There is a lot of unhinged people out there, evidenced by Charlie Kirk getting shot, Donald King pot shots, and let's not forget there was a great man who is a fireman who got one of his kids to save him, and he died in the Butler, Pennsylvania incident. So I can understand them saying, fuck no, not in this political climate, because all they are just taking orders. They're filling out a job for 60 grand a year. Like, I mean, they aren't the ones you're to be mad at. You're not the ones supposed to interrupt them. It's supposed to be your politicians. It's supposed to be your town halls, your representatives. Those are the people you should be really mad at, but not doing that to the ICE guys. They're just doing a job.
Well, I mean, bro, that sounds very scary to hear you say they're just doing their job. But I will say, think about it though, bro. Like, would you want that to be in the hands of an Obama, right? So like this police force that gets to just put on masks and they're executing his will or what have you without any kind of accountability.
Oscar, were you aware of the massive lawsuits that actually occurred under Obama when he used ICE? Or how about the fact that he actually not only deported more people? Hold on, dude. Like, chill. Whatever your name is. But not only did he deport more, we can leave that off the table because everybody knows that. But you should look at under the deaths under ICE custody that occurred under Obama. That one's pretty eye-opening. And if you look at like the earlier lawsuits that were against Obama when he was going, hey folks, we deported this many people today. We deported this. They actually did press reviews on this stuff. And they're like, oh, we caught these people in Colorado and we removed them. We caught them in Ohio. We caught them in Michigan. We caught them in Montana. We caught them in Alaska and we threw them back into the ocean. They're walking the Bering Straits. So like Obama was really proud of this fact. But the irony is ICE was going into your neighborhoods. ICE was already doing this. They were grabbing people. They had states coordinating like, yep, we arrested him. We saw that he had this entanglement with his identity. He's not a citizen. We're going to hold him for you. And Obama was quick to rush her in. He had more state cohesiveness, more cities that were holding people for him. So, I mean, you can make the argument. I think if you have a concern about ICE, again, we have to go back to the people who started and levied this policy, which would literally be the people on Capitol Hill. Like, at any point in time, they could have stopped it under Obama.
Hey, Brad, there's another point.
Why is this guy praying for, like, the death to Americans on here?
Brad, there's another point that Oscar said that you could easily address. Oscar made a point of asking why the employers are not being prosecuted. And Oscar, you might want to look at a state like California that is trying to stop ICE from coming in, and ICE is going after the employers. There's federal law clearly, and you can read the statutes that have civil fines and then some even criminal fines for these employers. But if you don't allow ICE to come in and do their job, including going after these employers and citing the employers, if you stop them because the governor of the state won't let them into these areas, then they're not able to do their job with respect to the employers. But the laws are on the books, and there's fines for each incident, and then after a certain amount of incidents, it becomes a criminal penalty. But you got to let them in to do their.
I'm not saying they can't do their job. I'm just saying that.
Newsom's saying they can't do their. Newsom won't let them into some of these areas. That's a problem, ridiculous. Isn't it? Yeah, it is ridiculous. I agree. Same with Pritzker.
But they're not Spider-Man. You know what I mean? They're police officers.
But I'll go to another point on it. You've got also a community that's now hell-bent on doxing these guys. I don't know if you've ever known someone who's been publicly doxed that's, in public service, but that's a real problem, and it's a real problem to their families. And that's got to get solved. And there needs to be, in a lot of the states, doxing is not criminal. Sometimes it's not even civil. So unless you get either a federal law or you get the states to comply that they're going to go after the people that are doxing them and causing, problems for these officers, then they need to protect themselves. I mean, if you have those laws on the books that people will be accountable for sharing the private information of law enforcement officers, then maybe they'd be more comfortable unmasked.
Yeah, but I mean, police officers wear body cams and like they don't wear masks and they give out their police numbers and stuff. I just feel like, I don't know. I feel like there might. I get what you're saying though, the fear of being doxxed and stuff. But I think that's like something that you take in consideration when you consider a job like that.
It's not
like
just
I'm going to go to the military.
Is there a national push to dox police officers?
Hold on, Abby. Yeah, there is actually. Yeah, but it goes beyond doxing. Like there have been literally hundreds of credible threats against these individuals and their families, and like. I'm pretty sure that everybody in this room can agree, like, yeah, we're listening to points, but overall in the scope of it, with the tumultuous, are you going to say, you know what, I don't really care. We need to demask them, and they don't need to be wearing a mask on there, and you know what, the heck, are you going to be the first to retract that when that first kid gets killed? Or when, something happens to a wife? Are you going to be that one? Because you know what? It gets really quiet around those circles when it happened. Remember the Republican softball game where they were like, oh, it's the political rhetoric, blah, blah, blah. Trump is the misogynist. And it got really quiet after that baseball shooting, remember? And everybody was kind of like, whoa, this may be getting carried away. And we saw retribution. You think it would be...
Yeah, okay, dude. Yeah, it's always the bad guys, but it's not the Christians.
Oh, wow, the Matrix.
Okay, whatever.
Hey Brad, did you know it's legal for me to audio and video or to video record your credit card number or your driver's license in public? You know it only becomes illegal when I use it unlawfully. Like if I then take your credit card home and go on Amazon and start buying stuff. So the fact that somebody's wearing a mask, can't be a justification for removing their mask just because people may do malicious things while wearing a mask.
We're talking about public servants though, right? And
Oh,
public
police
servants,
officers?
but they're
Yeah,
supposed to, but they have to identify themselves. Police have to identify, everybody has to identify themselves, like that's the point. It's different, like you're a citizen, I think it's.
So real quick, that's not actually a law, it's just a policy of the department to identify themselves. I mean, it's public information through like FOIA requests and stuff. But like the ideal that
wait, you're telling me that if a police officer would pull you over and you were to ask
he doesn't have to identify.
They don't
he
have
doesn't
to?
have to. He doesn't have to legally tell you why he's pulling you over. He
No,
can
I'm not
require your
answering
driver's
that. I'm not
license.
talking about that. I'm
No,
talking about
I'm giving you
identifying themselves.
Yeah, I'm trying to give you the misconceptions that people have. He doesn't have to identify himself. He does. I mean, it's clear as long as it's marked on his uniform. It's just a policy. It's not actually a law. So I mean,
exactly.
He can walk up and say, "Excuse me, ma'am, license, registration, insurance," and you go, "Give me your fucking name. It's a law. You have to give me your name." And you're like, he's like, "No, it's not the law, ma'am. That's actually our department policy to identify ourselves to members of the public." No,
so if I ask for your badge number, you say.
And also whether they're uniformed or not uniformed also makes a difference.
Yeah, but we're talking about like a traffic stop. So like in a traffic stop
but I'm relating.
He's gonna have his
it to
name right
ICE,
there
bro.
and his badge number.
I live, bro. Real quick,
There's
this
no
is gonna be
law
30
that
seconds.
says
30
he has
seconds.
to give you his
I
name.
live, bro. 30 seconds.
no-
Exactly. You're exactly correct. There's no law that says that, bro.
There's no
30
law that
seconds.
says that he has to tell you why he pulled you over, why he stopped you.
Exactly. None of that. Exactly, bro. But you know what he has? He has blue lights. He has a uniform on. He has things that let me know, oh, this is a police officer. I'm being stopped by 12 right now. But bro, I've been seeing videos of these niggas in like just you know, looking like Spider-Man and stuff, just blackout, bro. And I live in, real quick, let me finish. I live in Mississippi, bro, and it's like somebody pull up in a van and a bunch of niggas get out with guns in a mask, bro. I'm not necessarily gonna just stop, bro. Like, I'm gonna run too, because like, who the fuck is this?
You would have a legal justification in continuing at a low rate of speed and contacting non-emergency to verify that it is actual law enforcement. I mean, I'm not saying that you're not going to get arrested, you're not going to get drugged into jail. You definitely probably are going to, but when you go before the judge and you say, hey, a guy in a Chevy Impala tried to pull me over, and I maintained a speed at 45 mile an hour. I put my four-ways on. I didn't try to evade the police, and I contact non-emergency, and dispatch informed me that he was actually a police officer, and then I immediately stopped. I mean, when you get to court, it's going to get thrown out.
If you make it to court because you know like you're in the heat or something, and they're by themselves.
Yeah, if you raced off,
hey, you know what? You might not make it. No, you're not listening to me because you're talking. I'm saying you might not make it. We might not get to the 911 call. That's what I'm saying. And then maybe, yeah, that'll be a legal defense. Hey, look, they didn't identify themselves. I was in fear for my life. They were by themselves, whatever. So I don't think that's a good.
I mean, just so you understand, they have to, you know, they have to identify their law enforcement
if they're
arresting you, but they don't have to identify their name.
Correct.
And they can also lie about what their name is if there's in an undercover situation. And also, if they don't identify, I don't think, and someone can fact check me on this, that it would throw out the actual case. I don't think it's enough to invalidate an arrest.
No, because identifying themselves to a member of the public is only a policy, not a law.
Well, it's not a law, but I'm saying in terms of whether you could argue that it invalidates any of the arrests.
Yeah, I mean, you could like make the argument. You could maybe make the argument like if like unmarked cars, like not just plainclothes officers jumped into your car and grabbed you, and you were resisting immediately, in the first few seconds or something like that. But the second they say we're with such and such sheriff's office or constables or whatever, or U.S. Marshals, then you should probably comply at that point. But I think the initial,
how do you know that, bro? These people getting hung from trees where I live, bro.
Just
like, how do I know that these?
The guy who hung himself in the tree in Mississippi.
Oscar,
you're not gonna do that shit.
Nobody hung themselves in no tree, bro.
Oh, Oscar, you said something that I think people will be debunking. You said where you're from, people get hanged by trees. So do you still think lynchings is going on in 2026?
No.
Sometimes.
Or were you just speaking about
I've met like, bro, the problem is I have personal experience.
Oscar,
so,
that guy
I'm not
was on a
necessarily talking about
suicide watch.
news.
Oscar, that guy
I'm not even talking about a guy. I'm not even talking about a guy. I'm not even talking about a guy.
You're talking about the situation. You're talking about
I'm not.
The situation in Mississippi.
No, I'm not, bro. Like, I'm not.
Where the guy died.
Okay, I don't mind.
Bro, I live here, so I don't think that you should tell me what I'm talking about.
We're happy to have you. Just don't do the over talking thing.
I'm not, but he's lying about
it. It gives me anxiety.
I'm not lying. What?
So,
wow.
I posed the question to Oscar.
Go ahead.
He already answered. He said no, or he said yeah.
Go ahead. What was the
I
question
didn't even
again?
hear him because you interrupted him, Rich.
It's okay.
Do you think there's?
So I just want to make sure I heard you correctly. We was talking about it the other day, and most of the people came to the conclusion, that lynchings don't go on in 2026 no more. But I heard you say
that people can come to.
Where I'm from, people hang from trees. So I can make the assertion that you're saying that lynchings still go on in 2026.
Yeah, I am saying that sometimes. Yeah, definitely. There are situations where, if you would allow me to finish, there are situations where, like, people actually commit suicide in, like, weird ways for Black people. So I know the story that bro is talking about that he thinks I'm talking about, but he doesn't realize how often that stuff has been happening recently. He hasn't been, like, actually here. Like, and to see all of the stories where that shit actually didn't add up, you know what I mean? And not only hanging from trees, I personally know people who were shot. Okay, so like, I'm not even trying to like shot by racists, just to be clear, like lynching situations where a black person was hanging out with this white person who seemed friendly, and they went alone together, and oops, he got shot. I don't know what happened. It was an accident, but I know this person. Anyway, I don't want to. Oh man, I'm incriminating myself. I don't even want to get into.
We was just talking about this topic a few days ago, and Matt, I see you want to chime in, so go ahead.
Oh no, I was just gonna confirm what you said. We were just narrowed down to 2026, Oscar, whether or not there's actually formal planning of lynchings. You know what I mean? Like we went to the definition of what a lynching is. All that kind of stuff. And I don't.
Oh, okay. If we want to be clear in that regard, I don't mean whatever the specific. Go ahead.
Timothy said there was 70 or so. I forgot what the date was, and we were just trying to narrow down whether or not that was really happening. You know what I mean? And maybe you're onto something. I don't know. I could be wrong. I just never seen the full details of that particular event.
Of any of that.
There was
Let
one
me
that
be
just
clear.
happened
I apologize.
in Raleigh, South Carolina this past weekend.
Yeah, I think I saw something about that. But
Article,
you know the details on that?
article in the chat. It may not be a lynching, but the fact that it just happened this weekend. Can't ignore the fact that people are trying to take it to suicide. That's just odd for it to be called a suicide in this day and age.
Well, to be fair, it's 30% of all suicides are done by hanging. So, you can Google it, what is the preferred method? And it's one of the top preferred methods.
Right.
So,
And
I wouldn't know.
Can't completely exclude.
Right,
and
but Viking, that's true. Oh, sorry, Don.
Oh, Moose, you're good. You're good. I was gonna say you can't completely exclude black people as having that method for suicide either. You know what I mean? So
I can't.
There are gonna be people that black people that are gonna hang themselves. Just the way it
Yeah,
is.
But
I just think that it's
public from a tree. It's public from a tree. Right,
Yeah,
right. That's what stands out.
People do
That's
it
what myself.
for free.
At home,
They don't do it at home. No, they don't hang themselves
That's a
on
history
cans
to it.
like the movies. No. They would do trees. We went through this the other night. It wasn't that radical.
there's trees
Yeah,
that
I
are.
actually know two different people from my high school in Jersey. Their siblings both hung themselves from their parents' house after they graduated high school or college. It's hanging yourself in public. I think is far more uncommon.
I don't know. I don't know.
I mean,
I don't know, bro. If I wanted to kill myself, bro, I'd shoot myself, take some pills or something. I don't know. It's just weird when I see niggas hang themselves.
That's you,
but I know that
Oscar.
it can happen. I know that, bro. I'm not stupid. I'm just
that's
expressing
the
an
black
opinion.
community too, though. I think that's our preferred way to, if we gonna go out, we going out with some pills or we shooting ourselves. I don't think we really hanging ourselves.
I think I looked it up, and I think the stats hold for the black community. I could look them back up again, but I mean, if I remember right,
33%, bro. You talking about a third, bro? In other words, most of
literally. I'll tell you what, Oscar. Hold on, Oscar. Let me finish, man. Jesus Christ.
Go ahead.
You gotta chill, man. I was actually shocked that the number was that high because I was kind of dubious. I said, all right, let me start looking in on this and let me break down multiple sites. So I went from FBI to CDC to NIH to every alphabet group there was. And then I started looking at organizations. And in fact, I started shutting up because I got sucked down the rabbit hole of suicide. And then all of a sudden I had an ad pop up on my fucking, how you get ads that, are you depressed? And I was like, hey, people, no, I'm not depressed. I'm just curious about this shit.
People calling them for help. But all I'm saying, I'm not saying it doesn't happen. I'm sure out of the ones that they maybe, I'm still gonna see it, but in 2026 there probably was one lynching. Now, was it a mob, 15 people, 20 people doing it? Probably not. and they named one individual that took that person and did it. You know what I mean? Like we're not
Exactly. That's what I wanted to clarify earlier.
Yeah.
I probably misspoke because in my mind, a lynching is when a white person kills black person. So I apologize for that, y'all. That's my
a great
bad.
point. By the way, not all lynchings are by color, by the way, too. I know we all say that.
Right, exactly.
Because there was a bunch of white people that have been lynched too. And that was over obviously robbing people back in
Or
the day.
being witches or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
All right, imagine that. How many times have you heard of a white person being hung by a group of black people? Like, I'm just asking.
I ain't never heard of that.
I have
Right?
never heard of
I'm
it.
not saying
Never.
it doesn't happen, but just in general, on the face value of the history of this country, you can't look at the stuff that's happening and say, oh, you know.
In Georgia.
In Georgia?
Yeah, Leo Frank, the white guy.
Yeah.
Right, again, I'm not saying it never happened.
But does it have to be hanging? I mean, we just had a white kid killed by a bunch of kids in high school, black kids. So, I mean, does it have to be hanging, or could be any other
because we're talking
form?
about specific, like, lynching.
Well,
and we're talking
lynching
about hanging.
But how is
Lynching's a
lynching?
separate an act. It's not murder. Like it's a group of individuals. So I pulled up the stats on the historical record because again I was going down this rabbit hole and I couldn't remember it exactly. There have only been 4 confirmed cases in which a group of black mobs hung a white person in the United States. That's there. However, this is ironic. There is significantly more black people. It's 3,446. However, there's an odd carve out here. Black on black cases, because I pulled this up, there were 125 recorded instances of black mobs lynching black individuals during the same time periods in the United States.
What? You're saying only 4
That's a very
black
small
people
number.
have been hung in what time period are you talking
No,
about?
white people. He said white people. Where white people were by black
People
people.
need to stop drinking on the
Yeah,
app.
about black people.
But that is interesting. I didn't know you had a stat there of black people hanging other black people. I mean, it goes both ways. In that way, you know.
That's
But it's kind of ironic, and there's some that are famous in the towns in the out west as I dive deeper. But I mean, like I'll say, like it is rare that a group of black people hang a white person. So all the white people
question the credibility of that article wherever you read it, man. Black people hanging black people, bro. That's absurd.
It sounds
It
funny.
does.
I'd like to read the stories.
I mean, if you want to frame white people, that's how you would do it, right, Timothy? Put them up there. Let's frame some white people hanging a black person. I don't know. I'm just throwing things out there.
Yeah.
But the whole point is just
Wait, but Matt, real quick, it would make sense because you guys forget about this. There was like, even post Civil War, there were like, I'm going to use this phrase, like all black folk aren't kinfolk or skinfolk. You know what I mean? That stupid analogy or that phrase. So we're aware that there was massive conflicts. We're aware that there were black individuals that sought to carpetbag or profiteer off of the Reconstruction era. Well, like that goes without saying. Like, right? We're all aware that this occurred. It wasn't a massive amount, but there were people. There would be sense on this.
And the cartel is known for hanging people too.
Yeah, that's what the cartels hang a lot of people in
Brad, I
Mexico.
looked it up. It's 3,000 to 5,000.
Thought you marched on Grinder, not matched with me on Grinder.
Yeah.
Wait, that's the number of band members currently in the membership?
Yeah, so they don't have public numbers, but the FBI monitors them, and they estimate it to be their membership between 3,000 and 5,000 out of 350 almost million people. So a couple.
Yeah, they probably all live around me.
A couple 65-year-old
He's
rednecks living in
around by the
Missouri,
monster.
Indiana, fucking
That'd be crazy.
Arkansas.
I mean,
So Oscar, I did find the sources for you and Timothy. It's the Tuskegee. The baseline data point research is for the cases. It comes from the Tuskegee university archives.
Institute, yeah.
But here's the thing about some of these statistics, to a certain extent, Brad, is that in some aspects, some of this stuff is not reported or documented correctly, if at all. Like, I'm not just, so to say that we're just going to go by the data specifically only is a little bit, to a certain extent, challenging in this specific arena.
So I'm going to say this: you can't cherry pick when you do
No.
and when you don't want to do. Wait, I let you finish, right? I didn't interrupt you. You can't cherry pick when you want to. Everybody on the stage agreed that it's quite possible that black people in a town, mostly populated by black people, or if not all black people that existed, or in a community, hung a guy because you know what? Let's be honest. There is not a racial group out there that is free from a criminal element or somebody doing something nefarious. So we can safely assume that there may have been some more, let's say, mob-like justice that was
Trying to put that moniker on this community that's how we would handle shit is a little bit like disingenuous. I'm just letting you know. Like, of this community, being of this community, that's not how we do shit. It's just not.
Are you crying? I just want to make sure.
I'm not crying, Brad. I'm fucking telling you, if you want to be a bitch, that's fine, Brad. You can be a bitch.
Okay,
But don't tell me I'm crying when I'm just telling you.
You're not crying. I don't know what to tell you. You're not crying.
No, don't tell me I'm fucking crying.
Or what, you fucking moron? What are you going to do?
How I'm feeling.
I don't give a fuck what you are. So here's the reality, dipshit.
Brad.
Yeah, I heard you say crying.
Don't tell me I'm fucking crying, Brad.
But say it's an R.
Don't
say
tell me
crying.
I'm fucking crying. That's not what the reality of the situation, Brad.
Yep. I got you. All of this.
Telling you what
So I'm going to tell
the
you what.
situation.
Here's what we have, and I love people who say they speak for their. Fuck you. I think you're a cosplay. I think you're just full of shit. You're the whole community. You speak for black people of the past, present, and future. You know how everybody is. If that's the case, tell me today, why is black on black violence like fucking massively high? Why is that?
Listen, we're talking about
what is that, right? You speak for the fucking community, so tell me that answer. But the idea that you somehow think that the Tuskegee University, the one institute that literally sits there and says, hey, we researched this shit to make sure we can push back against, I don't know, anti-white supremacist talking points, and you're saying we don't handle shit that way. Instead, you know what we do? We do drive-bys in the neighborhood because that's what I want my fucking community to look like. You fucking moron.
It's not
you
telling you that I'm crying.
That's a fucking idiotic response.
You about the reality,
so
Brad.
Again, the Tuskegee Airmen, or not the Airmen, I keep going to the university there, the institute that you guys can actually Google the 125 cases that are confirmed. Actually, oddly enough, we have them here. So let's go through this. Let's see the examples of this. So we can go ahead. And dude, Arthur, I don't give a fuck about you. I think you're some fucking twaddle guy that just came up here to cry because someone said something that was fucking actually there. And you know what? Here's the funny point, dipshit.
Let's have a conversation, guys.
You guys are wild. Yeah, let's not wild out too much. Come on. Let's just, try to have this conversation.
Okay, but when we're talking about he keeps saying about the fucking reality, it's not reality that black men fucking hung at an all-time high. So what the fuck are you talking about? A motherfucker, you want to be direct? You're more likely to get shot in your fucking head by somebody black that looks like you and me than you to be hung by a fucking white person, Arthur. So let's have the conversation since I'm in the community too. What the fuck? What are you talking about?
We were talking about people being hung. We weren't talking about hanging.
How often are black people being hung today?
Let me finish. Elitty.
I just heard you go on a fucking tangent, bro. Can you just answer direct questions?
Elitty.
No, because you want to go on a fucking rant, and I'm not about to do that. I asked you a very simple question. How often? Hold on, Brad, because this is a very simple question. We don't need to keep going. You give me a fucking diatribe. I asked you a question. How often today are black people being hung by white people?
We were talking about the past and hate.
That's the fucking point and the
Liddy,
problem.
Liddy,
Why are you
Liddy,
talking
Liddy,
about the past?
pause.
We're in 2026, bro. We're not
Hold
in the
on.
fucking age where Rosa Parks
Liddy.
sit on the fucking bus.
Liddy.
It's 2026. So let's speak about 2026.
Put
Today,
wait.
How
Listen.
often is it that black people are being hung by white people in 2026 getting ready to be 2027 in 5 fucking months?
Elijah, so
I'm answering your question. Brad, shut up. Brad, shut up.
This is
answering
shit that we've already
Arthur, I tell you what, I'm gonna fucking pack your fucking monkey ass up. I don't give a fuck, you bottom bitch, you fucking twat. You already got shit. You can't say shit, motherfucker. You are a fucking pussy ass fucking cunt. You're a sit down fucking person. All you do is sit down and pee. You're talking about how you cry, motherfucker, cry, cause now I'm in your ass. Now I'm fucking you up your ass. And you know what? I'll tell you what, just off of this bullshit, I fucking kinda hope you're the next fucking person hanging from a fucking tree. Cause I don't give a flying fuck about you and your fucking bullshit. Because I know exactly where you are. You fucking piece of shit. Arthur, tell me how you crying. Tell me how you crying. Come on, tell me how you I knew you were that one. I ain't gonna shut the fuck up. I ain't gonna do shit. I ain't gonna do shit except slap that fucking Walmart weave off your head with that fake candy corn roll thing you got going on. And I'm gonna knock your fucking butt teeth back into your fucking asshole so you can at least fucking eat and shit at the same fucking time. You ain't got fucking shit to say nothing. I ain't gonna do shit for you. I ain't gonna be civil to you. I'm gonna pack you up like your mother fucking tried to shove you back in that fucking hate crime of a vagina she's got after you were fucking trained out. You know that shit? No, I don't give a fuck about your question, dude. I ain't giving shit. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck, dude. Keep calling my name. No matter how many times you do it, I'm still gonna fucking pump and dump in your ass. I'm going to keep pumping and dumping on your ass. I'm gonna keep doing it, dude. And I'll tell you what, they'll move you down, they'll move me down. I don't give a flying fuck. I don't, because you just seem like a retarded idiot, dude. You, again, drunk fucking crack boy coming up here trying to paint a fucking narrative that he doesn't have and can't fucking do it any fucking time, dude. And keep acting the fool, because I got you to dance, monkey boy. You're my bitch. Yep, I know. That's my balls hitting the back of your throat, motherfucker. That's my balls on your fucking throat.
So, like, are you gonna answer the question real quick or what? Like, I think.
So, Liddy, I'm gonna finish before this month. I'm not letting him go, dude. I'm not gonna let him fucking say a single fucking word. It ain't gonna fucking happen. It ain't gonna fucking happen. I don't give a fuck, dude. Like, shut up, Arthur. You're wrong. You want me to go through this shit? I can do it. I can do this shit all day long. How about we talk about Mary Hollenbeck? You know what I know she was? One of the first black women hung in America by the Black Mob, 1910. Laura Mitchell, another black woman. Guess what? She murdered her husband, but she was hung by the Black Mob that did it. That was in 1910. Oh my God, African American community. Guess what? Let's see, 1886, Georgia. 3 incidences. Oh my God. Willie, execution of Willie. 1890s. I mean, shit, this guy just seems to be full of shit that the community itself wouldn't hang a black man. Oh my God, we have evidence. We have records. We have
You've already
photographs.
done this with him already. Can I get some real quick? No homo. Like, can I just real quick?
You want to throw your dick down his throat? All right, your turn.
No, that's like gay as fuck. But I'm just saying, guys.
No, dude, I felt good, man. My balls are still vibrating off of
You can
it.
pack him up later. You can pack him up in like 5 minutes, bro. I'm about to be done. Y'all can go back to your nonsense. I'm just trying to fucking ask this full of question. You put a link in the chat earlier about one fucking person being hung. Big fucking whoop. How many fucking black men were shot today?
Liddy.
Do you have any links about those?
Hold on. You asked me, did it happen in 2026? So the link in the chat is me
I think it's kind of common knowledge that it happened.
Liddy, can I fucking finish? Liddy, we can't. I'm fucking answering your question.
I cannot
So the
believe
question
this shit, bro.
you asked me if it happened in 2026. I am not saying.
I told you to go to mouth to ass
I didn't
first.
ask you if it happened in 2026.
I told you you should have went anal first. Dude, you go ask them out. That's what you're supposed to do. You do it on these guys all the time.
Get your mom.
Oh, dude, I got your mom right here. You want to hear it? You want to hear it again? I promise you.
Right now, bro, like you're deviating. I'm just like, this is going longer than it fucking should right now.
Right. So the
Okay,
Fucking
you said
idiot.
you put something in the chat right now. Cool. About one time happening in 2026. So you're gonna answer my question.
So you want to know how often is it happening in 2026? How often is enough for you? Is it 10? Is it 20?
How does this guy talk with a
One
list?
is not often enough for me.
So I'm asking you a question. What is it? What's enough for you?
Yeah, about
In
like
20
50 to 100 is
50
enough
to
for me.
100,
Would be
right.
often enough for me.
To be
and that's not
often-
happening.
Okay, I never said it was happening that often.
Okay.
What of course, absolutely. In comparison, hanging versus gun deaths in this day and age, gun deaths are going to be more prevalent.
Right.
Okay, so
let's flip the conversation about what's more prevalent. How often is it for a white person to put a gun to your fucking head? Let's jump in your lane right now, right? How often do white people put guns to black people's heads and shoot them in their fucking heads today? Or how often are white people doing drive-by black people today? How often?
I don't have that statistic in front of me.
You have a computer in your hand right now, right? That you're talking on. This is not a hard statistic to look up.
We can look up the statistics. Absolutely.
He says his community doesn't do that, Liddy. He's a member of the community.
No, Viking. Could you shut the fuck up?
Oh no, I'm not. I'm just gonna. I don't give a fuck about you, dude.
Well, that's a serious fucking question. How often are white people going on drive-bys today?
You're not having shit, dude. You're crying.
So, Viking,
you're whining with a stutter and a lisp. That's what you're doing.
Up before
dude,
you ass
I'm gonna
just
fuck you
gets
with your
rolled.
I'm gonna fuck your dad
fuck
right
up.
in there. Dude, I'm
Like,
what
Brad,
are you gonna do? What are
do
you
you
gonna
have
do?
to
You're
be a
gonna roll up?
bitch ass every single day of
No,
your life?
man.
Are
Yeah,
you
dude,
that much of a bitch every single day
all that.
that you
But
have
know
to
what?
just
Guess
actually
who's
come
getting
on here and
folded up?
cry
Guess who's
and
not
get
folded up?
folded?
Who's folded? Who folded it up? Like, who's the one that's crying? Wait, did you not just go cry? I'm crying because my mommy fucked a white man, and now I'm here and I'm cosplaying as a black guy. Hey guys, welcome Arthur. Arthur grew up in a really fancy house, and his parents and his grandparents are actually fucking white. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. Arthur is not a black man. He has like maybe one drop in it. I guess that makes him black. But somehow or another, Arthur cosplays as a black man. So we know who Arthur is. Because he does.
You're a little
We also know where Arthur works. We know everything about Arthur. We know that he does this crying constantly.
Hello?
Motherfuckers should be careful what they say on fucking clubhouse rooms.
I'm saying it right here.
I don't.
Holy shit.
Hi, I just wanted to say hi to Elijah. I miss you. I'm glad you're in here.
Hello.
How is everyone tonight?
So Arthur, you have a computer in your hand just like I do, and I looked it up real quick. So are you gonna, do I have to do all the work for you or what?
Again, I wasn't disputing.
Jesus Christ, can you talk like a man
Brad,
instead of a puppet?
Brad, can you shut the
No,
fuck
dude,
up?
I'm telling you,
We're
I'm just
having
gonna
a
keep banging on
conversation.
you
You
all
always
night
wanna
long.
interrupt.
I'm gonna kick you hear this? You hear this? This is me tapping you in the back of the head, telling you to like actually, I'm gonna nut.
I have not talked nothing. I just want to fucking get him to fucking let me just get 5 minutes with this fucking pro-black individual. You know
Elijah, you're cooking my grits, right?
No, bro. You're gonna do it in a little bit. It's cool. Come on now. We already know how this program goes. This is just real fucking fast. Like Arthur, cause I just feel like every time y'all come up here and do this shit, you guys are trying to play this whole white people fucking evil thing, right? And it's not even about me race baiting. It's just this fucking, you don't take responsibility for what goes on in our fucking community, and you want to turn it on white people. And it's like, bro, respectfully, and when it comes to violence, white people are not your fucking problem, bro. If you want to talk about systematically or whatever the fuck you want to have that conversation, you can have that conversation ever. But when we're talking about violence amongst your own people, bro, you are more likely, and that goes for any other black person in this fucking room, whether you're a man or a woman, you are more likely to have something fucking happen to you by somebody of your own than a fucking white person. And no, I'm not playing the whole proximity game, because that's bullshit. You can be in fucking Santa Monica, minding your fucking business with a bunch of white people, and you can get robbed or fucking shot by somebody that looks like you. 9 times out of 10. So the question I'm asking you is, do you have more of a problem with black people when it comes to violence or white people when it comes to violence? Arthur, and please make it quick, because I don't want Brad to fucking continue packing you up. I just want a straight fucking answer. Which one is more of a danger to you today in 2026? Not when fucking Rosa Parks was sitting on a fucking bus. I don't want to hear about all that shit. Or when niggas was getting their asses whipped with fucking shit is over. Racism is alive and well today. Okay, cool, but it's not as big as a problem as it was back then. So let's talk about today. Like today. Can you answer the question, Arthur? He has nothing to say. And this is the shit that I'm talking about. Y'all always come on here and want to do this. Oh, we were slaves. And we were picking cotton. We were doing everything else. But you're loading your fucking guns today for people that look like you. Like, this shit is fucking insane to me, bro. It doesn't make any fucking sense. Like, I said this shit last time I was in here. I don't load my fucking firearm for no white person. I load my fucking weapon before I leave my house because 9 times out of 10, I'm gonna have to fucking put one of you niggas out of your fucking misery for trying to play with me. And this is just a fact. Or one of you fucking Mexicans. Because I live in LA. So, I mean, white people ain't running around this motherfucker shooting nobody. It's niggas and Mexicans. So I don't like, this shit is getting annoying, honestly, when y'all come on here and do this shit. But, I mean, whatever. Brad, you can go back to packing him up.
No,
I just,
like this whole argument.
It doesn't make any sense to me.
This whole argument started because we went through some stats because people were comparing modern day lynching. And I said, I gave everybody the one racist asshole. I said, all right, we'll give you that automatically off the top. And I said, fine, whatever it is. But it's not like black people haven't lynched people. I mean, there's a fucking huge study called Beyond the Road that actually talks about the policies in there. Mainly because guess what? White sheriffs, white politicians kind of ignored black communities at large. And hey, guess what? One of the first recorded lynchings was a black woman. That's right, a black fucking woman. And 1800? That's right. And she was hung because she murdered her fucking husband. And guess what? The black community hung her ass. They hung another guy for fucking being a kid. Guess what? They hung his ass. A whole mob did that. No police, no court, no judicial review, nothing. The mob went, made a noose, put it around a tree, and hung his fucking ass right from there. So to sit there and tell me that there is no history of it when we actually have 125 documented cases that literally have fucking evidence, including some having pictures, that you, Arthur, are going to tell me black people never did any of this shit in history is absurd. It's fucking absurd. Dumbass. People should read before they fucking argue. I don't talk out my ass for this shit. And secondly, to tell me that you represent the whole fucking community and the community at large, but yet somehow or another you're going to say we take care of our own and we're innocent, kind of bullshit when I can see crime statistics. And the most dangerous thing is you motherfuckers right there that ignore what he says, what Himothy and what other black men say, tell you it to your face and say, hey, dude, that shit ain't really all true. So, like, you clearly, for all your time spent in there going, crying on Clubhouse, you seem to have not listened to any fucking perspectives at any rooms talking about, quote, the black community at large and some of the failings that they recognize and what men have said, hey, we're trying to correct and we're trying to go ahead and do it. We had a whole fucking movement called BLM about the fucking issues that existed in the black community. And some of them were fucking warranted. And I gave credence to that shit. And I didn't try to paint black people in a negative light. You crybaby. Fucking pussy.
Like, I just feel like we need to start having uncomfortable conversations knowing that racism is real today, right? Cool. But it's like, bro, even when we talk about fucking slavery, y'all hate when we talk about this shit. It's like, nigga, before the white people decided to do what they fucking did, they were sold by black people. Like, I don't like, nigga, when the white people came to the fucking port while niggas was in chains, it was black people that had them enslaved like that. So they was already being fucked over before we came to this fucking country. So it's like, you know, nothing's gonna get sold unless the one who's selling it actually fucking sells it, right? So, I mean, you literally sold your own people into fucking slavery, but I'm supposed to turn a blind eye to that and just pay attention to white people? Like, if you really take away the surface level pro-black shit, that, okay, cool, you should be pro-black, whatever. But it's like, bro, really have a real conversation. It was people that looked like us that literally sold us into the bullshit. And when we talk about reparations, right? Okay, whether we all believe about, I'm not even about to get into that conversation because that's been a fucking conversation forever. But it's like, bro, why the fuck don't we never ask the people who fucking sold us into that bullshit for reparations? Why y'all not asking them first? Why are we only focusing on trying to bankrupt fucking America? Like, that shit, it don't make no fucking sense to me. But if I ask these questions, I'm a coon. I'm all these other questions. Oh, the black people was just selling it. The black people was just enslaving people just to save their own. Like, y'all come up with these bullshit ass excuses instead of really taking accountability that, hey, maybe our own people fucked us over, bro, or had a hand in fucking us over. Maybe we should look at that while also acknowledging that the other side did too. You know, like, I don't, yo, this shit. And in 2026, we're still having these conversations, bro, about white people hanging people. Like, get the fuck out of here, nigga. There's nobody in this room that's hung by no white person, bro. I promise you. Like, this shit is crazy. It don't make no fucking sense.
Excuse me. Don't make that promise you can't keep.
Oh, I can. I can promise you, ma'am, that you're not gonna get hung by no white person. I promise you that. I can promise you that the next thing that's violent that happens to you, ma'am, is going to be somebody that looks like you. I can bet you my whole salary on that.
No.
Guarantee it.
No, I don't guarantee that.
Why don't y'all seem to understand this? And this is not excusing violence. I want y'all to know this. That there's not one black person that's ever harmed a black person simply because they were black. Like, so when you make that kind of statement, it's like, it's more than likely the person that hurts you the most in general is going to be somebody close to you. And I'm not even just talking about physical harm. Like, that's what it is. And that's not absolving it. But when y'all make those points, that's not like the gotcha moment that you actually think.
So when you heard me speak, you think that I'm saying that black people are, because I know what you're trying to do, right? You're trying to be like, oh, white people are harming black people because of racism. Because you're black. It doesn't matter. Somebody's being harmed. It doesn't matter what the reason is.
So when you try to throw that out there,
I can throw many things out there. The common denominator it equals up to is somebody's being fucking harmed.
That doesn't
it doesn't matter what the reason is.
Racism does exist.
Oh
and
my
generally
God.
People like use that to try to deny that or try to downplay what exists.
So let me ask you a question. What is the reason for violence?
You yelling.
What is the reason for violence?
Generally,
let's have a conversation right now.
Generally, it's because people are violent.
Right.
That's generally the reason for violence.
Mm-hmm.
Generally,
right?
Let me say something. Rob, real quick. Rob, the reason why you stand out more deep.
Like,
you okay?
I'm talking to bro. Like,
Yo, why you talking about
I stand with you. Oh, you want to talk to me?
Shut the fuck up.
Well, he's a mod, so I mean, he can do whatever he wants to. But I'm trying to ask you the question right now, Rob.
Yeah, I'm gonna say this then since you don't want to engage me. Hold on, let me say this real quickly. The reason why this stand out because unlike other groups, black people. No, he's cool. He's chilling. Black groups, unlike other groups, have in group preference where we say that we're gonna look out for each other. We are brothers people. We have this open culture that tells people that we look out for each other, black love, black first, all this shit, right? Clearly, logically, we would be the less to attack each other if we actually embrace this philosophy.
Yeah, but then y'all murder each
other.
other.
The issue is, exactly, because we're full of shit. We only say because it's performative, but we don't
why are you expecting? Let me ask you this, Free.
Protect young black men and women.
Assuming that you are like not a criminal, right? And you're not out here killing nobody, right? Why do you seem to be a person that has to answer for why there's a segment of niggas that operate like that?
Because he's speaking the truth.
Because it's reflective of us. So think about it. Let me ask you a question.
No, hold on.
Let me answer.
In a second, why aren't the other groups asked to speak for the segment of their group?
They were. They did.
They don't. No, they don't.
No, they don't. Listen, let me explain. They do. Listen.
They don't.
Listen.
We by and large don't go
let me ask you a question, brother. You asked me two questions.
Segment of that group.
Rob, let me ask you a question. You asked me two questions. The reason why we don't deal, think about it. We had Charlottesville riots, we had the BLM, is white people marching with black people because they share the same plight as black people. The reason why
There
we're
were
not
there were
walking
white
out
people
and
who marched in the
Bob,
civil
let me
rights
finish.
era. There were white people.
I know exactly.
who were
Yes, correct. I'm
abolitionists.
glad you had
So
that.
that's
That also
that
applies to
still
my
doesn't
point.
take away the fact that
Rob,
those
no.
things were
Let
happening.
me explain to you.
I'm
Rob,
asking
listen.
why
You
aren't
asked
white
me.
people asked
I got you. I'm
to
answering your
address
question, brother.
their bottom segment the way we are?
Rob, don't make me mute you, dude. I'm
This
answering your
niggas can't
question.
stop.
They do. I'm telling you, they do. They did it. That's why they marched with us, because they were standing up to shitty white people for shitty behavior. We should do the same for black people who have shitty behavior. We should stand with white people, basically good people, who are attacking people for their shitty behavior.
So stupid as
Oh, this is really the mentality.
marching with us
No,
is not
that
asking
don't sound
them
right, Free.
to
That
exit.
don't sound right at all.
Marching with us.
No, listen. We try to
Marching
listen
with
to
us
that.
is not.
People,
This is
guys,
the
listen.
equivalent of marching for
People
us is not
stood with
this.
us
See, what
against
we
shitty
have-
white people.
We get
It
on
was
this
white
app
people that
every
stood
day,
with us
and you
to
have
fight
to
other white
explain.
people who doing
You
bad
have to
shit.
spin behavior that you don't even exhibit. But in the same
Right,
token,
because
they don't have
listen,
to do
because I'm
that.
saying,
They don't
Rob,
do
I'm
that.
standing up against evil. That's
They
not what you
don't
did. It's
do
not about
that.
race. When our group do something bad, we need to call it out. It's not about race. It's about
Man,
evil.
it's
So
not
when a black
about.
man
But
shoots
we
up a
do
club or
call
some
it out.
shit,
The fact is, y'all don't be
no,
around.
we need to call it out. We all need to call it out. Y'all gonna call me a coon for calling out? Y'all call white people racist for calling out?
Like,
No, I'm
you're
saying when we
deflecting.
do call it out,
You're
y'all do that
deflecting.
shit. That's the problem.
You're deflecting.
And now,
But
listen,
you're
I can't, Rob.
deflecting, and that's what I'm saying.
I'm not deflecting. I'm
None of you
addressing
can
your
answer
answer
the question.
directly, bro. I'm addressing your question
You're
directly.
deflecting.
You're asking me why we
I
are
asked
speaking up
y'all,
against
why
the bad
don't, let me
element.
ask you this, Beaver, Joe, as white Americans, do you guys have to go around, for the most part of y'all, ask questions about the white mental
Correct.
addict
White people,
issues?
yeah.
Are y'all having to like speak for the bottom
Yes.
bottom of white
Yes.
folks?
We-
No, y'all
we-
don't.
We have
Stop
to
that.
speak for the
Stop
poor
that. Y'all
white
don't
trash
go
all the
through that
time.
type of stuff.
Hold on.
Joe, do we not speak for the poor white trash? Talk about how they're shit.
Calling out white people happens all the time. However,
Nonsense.
it gets framed as Republican versus Democrat, and it doesn't get looked at the same as black folks tend to have this idea that there's a black community. I don't believe there actually is. As Free said, it's they're bullshit. It's largely fake. As Timothy's personal example over this weekend, there isn't like this camaraderie.
white man saved us.
A lot of it's lips.
If there's no camaraderie, I would tell you to look
The
differently.
black community or not. It's so
Man, look at the demographics. Look at the demographics of America. America is still largely segregated.
No, but when the wisdom here is
Yeah,
when
but
there's
it's
black
self-segregation.
violence, why can't we all stand against it? White and